You guys have been loving my steak au poivre recipe, and I gotta be honest, I kinda love it too. I constantly crave it, and a few weeks ago I couldn't get that rich peppery flavor out of my mind. I didn't want to go to the store and get an expensive steak though, so enter the steak au poivre burger. MK and I both agree that this is way different than any burger recipe we've had before. It feels fancy, it's rich, it's delicious, and it hits all of the notes of the steakhouse classic. Let me show you how I make my new favorite burger.
French food is often all about the sauce. This is an au poivre burger sauce that captures all of the delicious flavor from my original recipe, but it's thick enough to stick to a patty, making it a perfect match for this reimagined take. Shout out to my sister who said I should bottle this sauce and sell it, maybe one day. The sauce starts out with dicing a shallot. The one I have is monstrous, so I'm only using half of it. Measure out 1 tablespoon of green peppercorns from their brine and cut them into a smaller size. It's easy to crush them with a fork, same basic result. Pull a few sprigs of thyme and cut the leaves to be a very fine mince. At the stove, saute the shallot in half a tablespoon of butter until softened and translucent. The pan's on about a medium-high here. Once softened, turn off the heat and add half a cup of cognac or brandy. Let that sit in the hot pan for a few seconds just to make sure there's no flame up. Turn the heat to medium-low and cook off almost all of the cognac. Add half a cup of beef stock as well as your peppercorns and thyme. Cook that until the stock is also completely reduced, then add a splash of heavy cream, roughly 2 tablespoons or so, just to thin out the final sauce. Let that cook until the sauce has thickened, and then season this with cracked pepper and salt. Set this aside to cool for a few minutes. To make this a creamy sauce worthy of our burger, we need to mix in some mayo. I'll add about 2 tablespoons of kewpie mayo just to give us the right consistency we need. The sauce is perfectly peppery and adds just what we need for these burgers to taste like the complete package. In my opinion, no good burger is complete without a side of fries. I'm the kid that used to put fries on my fast food burger, so I do that here as well. It sort of fits the theme of steak au poivre with frites. But you could just leave them on the side, that's what Megan K does. Here's a quick walkthrough for some crispy, thick homemade fries. Take 2 large washed and peeled russet potatoes and cut them into large batons. Make them thinner if you want a crunchier fry, but I like thick and fluffy for this. Wash them in cold water and then dry them completely. Fry these in 275-degree oil for 5 minutes to cook the inside. Work through these in small batches, and we don't need color on them here. If you've ever had In-N-Out fries, you know how bad they are when they've only been cooked once. Drain those and cool them in the freezer for 30 minutes. To get them crispy, fry them in 350-degree oil until golden brown and delicious, about another 5 minutes or so. Toss them in salt when they're hot and enjoy. They're a little thicker than some people like, but I think these are just perfect. Time to make the burger itself. We need enough shredded Gruyere cheese for 2 patties here, so judge that based on how much cheese you like. The patty itself is going to be thicker and more of a pub style than what I've made in the past, so I want to see a little pink in the middle, and you can't get that with the smash burger. This is 6 ounces of 80/20 chuck that I'll form into a thick patty, slightly larger than the bun. Put an indent in the middle so it doesn't turn into a baseball as the patty cooks, and then season both sides with salt. This is steak au poivre, it's usually pepper crusted, and we want that here as well. I'll dress a quick little bunch of arugula with lemon juice, olive oil, and salt so that's ready to go as soon as the burger is cooked. Give your bun a good little toast as always and wipe out any oil or butter from the pan. Get your pan nice and hot, but not smoking like you would a smash burger. Place your patty pepper side up. This patty needs time to cook without the outside getting blackened, so medium heat is pretty perfect for this. You'll be able to judge it by the sides of the burger. They're going to start turning gray as the meat cooks, so use that as a judge for when you want to flip. This took just around 3.5 minutes or so. Flip the patty and cover it in a layer of shredded cheese, splash a little water in the pan, and then cover it so the cheese has time to melt. This needs a little less than 2 minutes or so to be perfectly cooked, so remove it from the pan and get ready to build. So it's finally time to build this beautiful burger. I like a layer of sauce on the bottom, then the arugula, then the patty. On top of that, add the fries if you're feeling bad, then more sauce. The sauce is really the star here, so don't be afraid to go a little nuts with it. To me, this is a perfect weeknight replacement for steak au poivre. If you skip the fries, this takes around 20 minutes to make start to finish and completely satisfies a steakhouse craving. Since making this recipe, Megan K has asked for this burger no less than 5 times, and she's not really even a burger person at all. Let that tell you how truly insane this thing tastes. If you enjoyed this video, you're definitely going to like the original steak au poivre as well. It's a more grown-up version of this, and it's perfect for when you want an elevated dinner without the cost of a reservation. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more of my cooking content or want to support my channel, and let me know what classics you'd want to see me turn into a burger next. I want to give a massive shout out and thanks to the amazing people supporting me on Patreon. Cheers!